counter it. 3 days restoration. Ilya von Einsburn. Anyhow, welcome back to Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, episode 4, subbed live commentary, or rather re-reaction, as I like to call it now. And cool game for you. But anyhow, I want to get certain series done. I'm trying this video again. I botched. I got like 3 minutes in with the stupid audio on and the mic off. But I want to finish off all the certain series I'm in at present, and I want to then have a fairy tale focus. But I don't need to cluster rush it. It would just be nice to finish off, because we're in 3 huge anime now. But I have to finish. I have to fix a lot of prior content. So that's going to take a while. The series I'm currently in is going to take a while. So it's always just a kind of a random direction. But we are going to be fully prepared for Heaven's Feel, hopefully. Hopefully we are fully prepared. So here we go. Let's see this again. The budget is here. So he had a dreamer vision. That's pretty weird, a girl watching you sleep. Finding the will to fight. And took off your shirt. She has a way with words. So she didn't attack when she could. Ilya held off as well. Detail. Next time they're enemies. What a foe to have. So they have plans. His mind's on Seba. She's at the dojo. I gotta read a book on her. Self-healing magic. Holy heck, that is fast healing. See, there's little things they implement. Lancer, Archer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, Berserker. This. A little bit more tutorial. Saber responding to certain things, certain ways. I'm kind of wondering if some is her legend and some is her from Phase Zero, based on Phase Zero things. A girl in food. Oh my gosh. She is just full of energy, I'm telling you. She's protecting him. But she sensed something. Yeah, she's concerned about something. Complicated. Good answer. To cover. Because it is really complicated. Hey, I summoned this legend from the past. Tense as heck. I always tend to forget what I want to say at the end along the way. Get after him. Poor Sakura. Hopefully we get to see more of her in Heaven's budget. Saber still nicely nodded. Or bowed, rather. Nom 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 nom. So 3 chicks. Or 2. She's in for it too. So 3 chicks. I guess Fujini's eyes are a bit odd too because they don't have the pupil or iris or whatever. Time for some budget. She can defend herself. And she's definitely found something. Poison that destroys love. Which poison dealing with a woman? That's what you don't want someone to see, your fighting abilities. So it's technically more of a loss than the temple. Ryudo Temple. Okay. So she finds Shirao insignificant. Won't deal with him until probably he's the last one left. But Archer wants to deal with the weak link. Rin instead wants to go after the supposed strongest, although Berserker was also crazy strong. Anyhow, the thing I wanted to say was I saw this newish article headline. I don't think I read the full article or whatever case, but maybe briefly looked it over. But it was pertinent to something someone had sent me about certain things about Japan, a bit related. And this article was about the Japanese people, their work hours being insane. They're being worked literally to possible death. That's just insane. It seems like the societies are just collapsing, or in the process of collapsing, from all these problems. Next time, dancing after school. Alright, so it might get interesting next time. Episode 5. But yeah, in all these ways, societies are just being absolutely undermined. All different aspects. Whatever the case. In terms of even media, morals, in some sense, just crazy amounts of violence on TV. The garbage from Hollywood. Many different things. And to top that stuff off, with Japan being worked to near death and possible death, just insane work hours, that is just absolutely nuts. I think in the US a long time ago, I think it did in the Industrial Revolution, or whatever the case with the factories. I think people were working crazy hours. And it seems to be indicative to me that there is, whatever you want to believe, it seems there is a definite time limit on things, because machines are just going to take over more and more human jobs. So, things are going to reach a point, and that's pretty scary. That is pretty scary. Essentially, workers aren't going to be needed anymore. Not the same quantity, at least. And I don't mean to get necessarily too preachy here, but it's just going to reach a point. And I think that's why certain things are happening, why morals are being destroyed. Then there's nothing wrong with if man doesn't have value, if he's just whatever the case, then not necessarily absolutely wrong. Say if you're the elite of the world, and if you can just have robot workers to just kill everyone off for the sake of the environment. you know. And then there's going to be transhumanism, mark of the beast type stuff. If you don't accept that, and if you aren't under 100% control, tracked your every move, you will be gotten rid of. That's the plan, I think. That's definitely, you can definitely see where things are headed if you are watching the articles that roll in every week or every month or every day, whatever the case. If you're seeing those, you're seeing it approaching and approaching and approaching. There are some companies who are microchipping, RFID chipping employees for benefits, but they're not going to talk about the detriments. And even if you do talk about important stuff on YouTube, it gets demonetized, censored, everything. It's bonkers from a good perspective as well. So everything's going to be completely one-sided. You know, people are not going to be allowed to have their own opinion, not against what is going to be spewed out from probably one big authority setup, kind of like the mainstream media is now, but probably quite different than that later on. You know, how dare you question them, you know. You would get labeled this and that and this and that. It's just bonkers. And the mark of the beast stuff is very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. If you get that kind of control over someone, it's just bonkers. But my point is, the world has a definite time limit on it. A definite time limit on it. I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. And the other thing to the mark of the beast and all sorts of robots taking over jobs, I saw another article which actually hinted towards a real big possibility. The transhumanism thing is a thing that will be normalized after transgenderism. I think it's a necessary prerequisite to normalize before heading into transhumanism. That's also not going to be good. It's going to be sold off as good, but it's not going to be good. But yeah, one of the views on that is man merging with machines, which is interesting in of itself. But people are only going to look at the benefit. They're not going to look at the detriments. And people are going to be forced to merge with machines, or they will be gotten rid of, or whatever the case, in whatever fashion. And that's some very terrifying stuff. Very terrifying. Nobody will be able to compete without transforming. So, and that's just going to dehumanize mankind. There are a lot of issues. But anyhow, I'm just rambling on forever after the anime episode. Not about the anime at all. It was kind of an in-between filler type episode. But yeah, it's very fascinating. It's very fascinating. That article that I saw, that Japanese workers, the Japanese people, they're working hardcore hours. It's absolutely bonkers to near death. That is very bad, and possible death. They're being worked to possible death. That's just bonkers. Like I say, I haven't read the full details on it, but it's just another indicator. It's just another indicator that you know, there seems to be a definite time limit on the world, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah. Anyhow, I didn't mean to get too political or preachy, but it is what it is. And anyone can have their own opinion, you know. So yeah. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Next time is episode 5. And it looks like it'll get pretty good. Dancing after school. Dancing? Is it going to be dancing? Really? We'll see. And I like the subbed of this, so I think that's the only way to go. But yeah, it was pretty interesting talking about different stuff at the tail end here. But it's getting crazy video length, so I gotta end it off. So, typical is in the description, playlist and donate, la 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 la. I will see you up ahead. Thanks for watching. Take care, cool.